traveling while black was incredibly dangerous. And we're going to talk about the bastardization of woke. It's a time that America wants to forget, but we should never forget. Jews aren't asked to forget. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of The Soapbox. I'm Judius Pinkston, your host and your urban historian. And remember to like and subscribe if you like what you hear. Get this message out to as many people as possible. That is what we hope for, and that is what we're doing. I'm stepping up on the soapbox. Let's get into it. In the mid-20th century, particularly during the post-World War II era, the interstate highways in America began to get built, mainly under the Eisenhower administration. You know, during that time, there were a lot of shifts. And a lot of those shifts in America were from rural to what became known as, or what we know now as urban and suburban. So a lot of the shifts took place for America during the Eisenhower administration, and we took to the road. And the shifts that I'm describing are central to that America on the road era. Traveling while black was incredibly dangerous. And we're going to talk about the bastardization of woke. It had a double meaning. And back then it was stay woke, but we'll talk about that as well. It meant keep your eyes open for danger. It was a reminder of black people to be aware and stay alert of sundown towns, predatory policing, and physical threats of violence due to Jim Crow at the time. The Jim Crow South was in full swing, and it precipitated us needing books like the Green Book. You may or may not have heard of the Green Book. Well, the Green Book was a book that was all about the fact that black people weren't welcome all across America. There were only certain places that black motorists could go. To go into a town that was a sundown town or an unwelcoming town meant that you couldn't use a restroom, you couldn't find a place to stay, and you certainly couldn't sleep on the side of the road. So it was dangerous. It could cost you your life. You could be killed, literally killed, for just showing up. So it was dangerous. It's a time that America wants to forget, but we should never forget. Jews aren't asked to forget, and neither should we be asked to forget. So being woke wasn't about being socially trendy. It was about the tactical awareness of staying alive while navigating the landscape. That was a hostile landscape, and the fact that blacks were being mobile was the reason why we had to be careful, because of all the things that I foresaid. The bastardization of the term stay woke came, decades and decades later. The shift from stay woke, a verb, to woke, a noun or an adjective, allowed the term to be hollowed out and refilled with whatever white fear needed it to be contained. By stripping away the stay and the history of black experience on the road, the word was turned into a tool or a boogeyman for all things evil, all things troubling. And the history of the black experience on the road was turned into a tool for moral panic. And doesn't that always happen, though, with things that are black, things that are created by Black Americans, things that are created by African Americans, things that are created by people of color, or the people that derive from El Cabulon, but I digress. Bordering or broadening the target was the goal. By applying the term to the LGBT community, opponents of social change managed to remove the term out of the Black community and make it a more diverse term for all things socially unacceptable. And so they were able to turn that term into anything that involves social change. So it became woke and the woke agenda. And it included anything that was shadowy. And so by removing the first word, stay, they changed it into a political term that can be used for all things that were against the status quo or that the status quo hated or feared. The inversion of fear, the original stay work was about the Black community and its need for awareness. And it had a double meaning. You don't fall asleep on the road and stay consciously woke. But the original Stay Woke was about the Black community fearing the state and mob violence. That's what it was really about. The bastardization version is used to make the dominant culture feel like they are the ones under attack and not us. And this is the gaslighting that takes place. It's strategic. If you can't make the term mean everything, you can make it mean nothing while simultaneously using it to scare people into voting against anything for social progress. And that's really what it amounts to. They've used it for a voting agenda, making it a boogeyman, for all things socially unacceptable. And Black skin has always been socially unacceptable. But this is the way in which the term has been used. And if you like what you hear and you want to hear more, give me a holler, reach out to me and let me know. Like and subscribe. And as always, I am your urban historian, Judius Pinkston. Peace. If you like what you hear and you want to be a guest on the show, to step up on your soapbox, please like and subscribe and reach out. And when it's your turn, step up. Stepping down off my soapbox. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.